Good morning, everybody. Morning, Mewjuice and Necromancer, having the wars for first, and a fantasy who has booped my snoot. It is the boop snoot, like the droop snoot, but it is the snoot. I think it's booped. So mean first thing in the morning. Thanks, Fantasy, for the hydrate. Tesla's off somewhere, hopefully eating. I did not, in fact, finish this painting yesterday. Because it turns out that the Palia Elderwoods update came out. And so I played that all night. And we had a follow while we were offline. Secondhand Samurai. If you ever see this, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the island. I guess I will fill out this hydrate. Aww. Scarves are great during winter. I'm debating whether I want to work on this painting today or not. Good morning, Ross. How you doing? How's everybody doing? I don't think I asked that question yet. I hope you're all doing well today. Naf! Naf has redeemed a street. Oh yeah, I haven't done that yet. Not great? Oh, sorry, man. It's also very noisy outside today for some reason. There's some sort of truck that's just out there with its engine running, making lots of noise. As well as the usual traffic. There's an occasional Discord about Steam accounts being leaked. It was only after information in Discord mod posting that I actually looked things up, and that may have been a lie. Look, information like that is always going around, and you never know whether it's true or not. So, if you're uncertain as to whether it's true, just change your password. And advise your people to change their passwords just in case. Because really, that's all you can do. And also, what's done is done, cannot be undone. So, you just gotta learn to calm down. An unpaid driver. rain. And good morning, Neff. Sorry, I got distracted. Where are my maracas? My maraca box is not where it usually is. Because I cleaned my desk. Ah, there it is. Found the maraca box. It is maraca time. I love it how I keep my antidepressants and ADHD medication in a box meant for a joint. It's covered in mushrooms that looks like it's for hallucinogenics. It's a very lovely box. It's made out of wood. Handcrafted by a local artisan. I picked it up at the farmer's market. Very nice. Sorry I haven't started anything yet. I'm just eating. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to work on this painting today. I'm looking at it, I'm just like frustrated with it. Need to step away from this one. I also have a colossal headache today. Probably from staring intently at my screen last night. When I was loading up Paleo yesterday, I was like, maybe I should hop on and stream some more, but Paleo is my cozy game for relaxing, so. And Neff was nice enough to point out that there were some Twitch drops. I was like, oh, that's unusual for them to have Twitch drops. I usually only do that for events. Elderwood was coming out. Elderwood came out! I have to say, the environment is really nice. It's a huge map. I don't get migraines nearly as often as I used to. I usually only get them when I eat carbs and sugar now, which is... Carbs is exactly what I'm eating at this moment, because that's what's affordable. I went and signed up for the government Jobs Plus account. It worked. So now I can apply for more jobs. Yay! More jobs that I'll never hear back from. Because they're all ghost positions. all these companies trying to look like they're growing for their investors when they're actually shrinking. And then the government turns around and uses that data and they're like, look, we've got job growth. Because there's all these jobs. Why is nobody filling these jobs? There's so many jobs. And in reality, there aren't any jobs. There's negative jobs. And it's infuriating. Because everyone's like, oh, look, there's all these jobs. Why haven't you applied for them? I'm like, well, I have. Like, well, why don't you have a job yet? I was like, well, because those jobs don't actually exist. And they just don't understand. And it's the most infuriating thing in the universe. Or the hiring manager's looking for their unicorn. And if you don't fit their criteria perfectly, they don't call you. They just toss your resume to the side, so to speak. In other words, they just delete your application. Not worth it. No experience? Not worth it. And it's like, how do all the goddamn teenagers get jobs? How do they get jobs? I don't know. The world is an enigma to me. Just let me go off and be a beekeeper in the woods. I'll be happy. Other than the fact that I might hate getting stung. And that's the only thing I don't know about keeping bees, is whether I am okay being stung or not. But apparently people who are allergic to bees also keep bees. Look, just keep trying, Ross. I mean, the success rate and failure rate is just, yeah. You see the successes and you never see the failures. The like hundreds of thousands of other people who have tried. There's only so much attention available, and there's so many artists. But you have to keep trying, and the biggest difference between most failures and most successes is the fact that they kept trying. And they didn't give up. Which is why I continue to apply for jobs, even if it feels like I am Sisyphus in his boulder. Tesla, are you done eating yet? Can I open my door and let some cool air into my room? Because it's like 8,000 degrees in here. Well, at least I have finished my quote-unquote breakfast. I have a feeling it's going to be a short stream today. I just don't know what to work on. Maybe I'll work on the new picture. The other two are being frustrating at the moment. This one is probably less frustrating. less extreme lighting, you know. More natural pose. Ah. Those emotes go fly by. Kiss the Bobbins. Come here, Nugget. Oh. Every time I turn, it's a little bit too far. Woo woo. Kitten. Oh, hey. Are you noisy today? Hey, Bobbins. Oh, come here, Nugget. Oh, Nugget wants to snuggle today. Yeah, I need to downsize my stuff too. I have a lot of craft supplies. Maybe I should make flower crowns or some shit and sell them. I have a lot of like fake plants because my mom liked to make wreaths. I have a couple of wreaths in the closet of hers, like just empty ones that she never finished. I have a kitten in my arms. He's very tiny. He's so small. He's literally half the size of a normal cat. Just a little bit bigger than a Kleenex box. He purrs so much. Sorry, painting's not gonna happen until I have finished petting the kitten. Yeah, I don't have anywhere to donate stuff other than Value Village. It's like, I don't think the Europeans really have anything like it, but it's basically a secondhand store. But it's like a big chain. I think the Americans call it Savers. Oh, my tiny kitten hardly ever wants to snuggle. It's so great. I wish I could share him with you. Because he is the smallest bean. Hey, baby. I forgot to post my link everywhere. He is so very soft, yes. Mew Juice knows how soft he is because she's been here before. Let's go post my link places. Send it to Cheese, because I'm pretty sure he forgets that I stream every day. It's getting time. He's just monopolizing the whole stream. Okay, there we go. My link has been posted. There's cat hair on my face already, and I haven't even snuggled the kitten. Oh. Alright. I'm just gonna mute my mic so I can blow my nose. I had sniffles this morning. Was this said in my face? What? I was doing a stream. I think of this channel. Lumpfish now comes to mind. Excellent! And check out Tesla. Make sure he's eating the last of his food. Oh, he's just eating now. Wow. This cat. Kitten stream wants me to do art. You take forever. I love you so much, but oh my god, please. Decided now is the time he's going to eat everything. And by everything, I mean he's like going for every last scrap in the bowl. But I guess he barely ate the last 2 days, so he must be hungry. He left 3 kibbles. 3. Cat, man. Oh look, there's 30 cats outside my door. I guess Tesla just wanted to share his breakfast with his brothers. We left 1 kibble for each of them. Oh, left you with a broken neck, sorry. Okay. Let's open up our nice refreshing can of Coke Zero. Caffeinate. Where's my tablet pen? unplug this cord, find our other cord because our speaker ran out of power last night. Plug this in so it will charge. And then after stream, we have to plug in the headphones too. And the phone. The phone also needs charging. Alright, let's start a painting. We'll probably just start this whole thing with green. Just make it easier on ourselves by doing that. Like that, darker bits. Some really dark bits right here. I suspect, like, I know this guy has a couple of cats. He's a YouTuber in China. He's got a couple of cats, and I think one of these dark shadows in the background might actually be one of them. Doing the color blocking way too far over. This beautiful blue flower in the background. Pots. Hey Quimbo, how you doing? Just like turn New Yorker there. How you doing? How have you been? We're just throwing down some color here. You're alive. Biology is a very boring thing to study. I want to die a little. 'Cause it's sunny. So, well, I'll finish my book though. Kind of finish my book though, and the kind of Sparta got called Short Dick Man. Maybe what? Oh, the King of Sparta got called Short Dick Man. It's very confusing. There's all these depictions of ancient peoples with high ponytails, and you're like, how the hell did they do that without elastics? They probably did their hair up and then just didn't move. And the actual hardworking people just retied it like 26,000 times a day. Nah! Arting is good. Untrimmed by spines. Make sure you shred it again. Screech. Yeah. And hydrate. Now the fun part, choosing the skin tone. Ugh. This guy has a very nice long neck. An absolutely fabulous jawline, like holy crap. My favorite part to draw, the mouth. God damn it. I hope this YouTuber never sees the fact that I'm drawing him. Never. I just like watching his content. I was like, oh, I need some stuff to paint on stream at some point. That looks like a good pose. Relaxed, natural. Not set up for, like, a photo shoot. Completely off. His face line should be like over here and lower. A lot of loose hair at the back, including this one strand that comes down like this. You know, you'd think that just copying an existing picture would be easy, but it's surprisingly not. Sounds like a lot of work fantasy, but also you get to have a cat. Ooh. Let's find that nice cool gray he's got going on there. Actually, it's not a cool gray, it's a warm gray. Hope this man never sees his portrait of himself. Oh, that was a mess of a knot back here. Yarn refuses to work with you. Cursed yarn. Okay. It's both nice and annoying that the background is so blurry. Trying to figure out what all these things in the background are actually doing. blue. Chose something that was way too bright. I always really like when, like, the painting starts coming together the way it's supposed to look. Thanks for the hydrate. I do generally need that slap in the face reminder. I tend to forget to hydrate myself, so it's a very good routine. Like before, it was just a mess of colors, and now it actually looks like a portrait. The beginnings of one, anyways. There's something very rewarding about that. Velcro swimming around making his little chirping sounds. And like, I think you can tell that his hair tie is actually made out of the leftover scraps from the clothes he's wearing. Probably just remnants of the fabric. And as far as I can tell from this guy's particular channel, that, like, he actually does the crafts that he does instead of a lot of channels that fake that kind of stuff. I know I'm using the wrong shade of dark brown, gray, black for his hair. Surprise, Boops! The F is Boop mean the snoot. It is the Boop snoot, like the Droop snoot. But it is the snoot that gets booped. The Boop snoot. a doctor's appointment this morning. Yeah, yeah. Be careful. My brother ruptured one of his discs. Like, I don't know, 10 years ago. It's not a good thing to do. Don't rupture your disc. The fun part begins with the face. Can you tell I'm avoiding the nose and mouth area? Or I'll just work on the spot of the ear instead. My sister broke her back at one point, didn't even know it. She just put up with the pain until she was sitting in bed and he decided, alright, fuck this, I'm calling the doctor. Yeah. Yeah, you can break bones and not know it. That's a thing that can happen. Still trying to get his skin tone right. Which is the same doctor who sent a patient home with aspirin instead of doing an exam. And that patient died about 4 hours. Jesus Christ, go get a different doctor! I'm gonna be worried all day. I mean, I doubt you're gonna die, but still. break out the liquefy tool to get the shapes right again. Time to flip the canvas back. Fortunately, short on doctors. So short on doctors, and even a bad doctor's better than no doctor. I just start getting so bitter about my doctor always telling me to just keep doing what I'm doing. He started responding, so I'm basically a doctor. I can get the paycheck. Seems I have a practice with a patient of one. Jesus Christ. Damn. That's pretty scathing. If I use the paintbrush. Doesn't help that his chin basically blends in with the background here. Oh, that is not the color that I was after. No, because I didn't spend $250,000 in 8 years to get a piece of paper. Doctors continue to prove that the Army medic and the paramedics are better and know more than 80% of doctors. Yeah. Also take their jobs more seriously. Mm-hmm. Doctor, take Advil. Paramedic, Army medic. Let's do some tests before we give you anything. Start by drinking this water. Yep. Oh man, I need a replacement crank at Home Depot. Oh, there's the bot. Deny the bot. Home hardware $28. How much do you want to pay for convenience, and how much is the gas worth? You would think this painting would have been easier than the other ones, but no. Ugh. So the lips and the jaw starting to look like a Picasso. Trust the process, trust the process, trust the process. My head's in the wrong spot. I think. Trust the process. If I say it to myself enough, I might start believing it. Fake Timmy's. No! I'm not genuinely talented, I've just... Just keep fucking around until it works, right? Something smells like burnt. Fuck, did I smell burnt toast? First of all. That's what I thought. Not quite have the right color. Let's throw down some other colors. Very lightly. That is the wrong brush. Let's just try and paint with cherry blossoms, shall we? That doesn't exactly work. As long as this man never sees the terrible job I've done on a portrait of him. I feel so bad. Like, we know it gets there in the end, it's just the process of getting there is long and extremely painful and awkward. Look, usually when I'm watching people stream, I'm watching, you know, 3 or 4 at once, so don't feel bad. Getting there. It's getting there. There's a cat scuffle happening next to me. Now I need a break. I'm cleaning since 10 a.m. my time. I don't know what time it is there. Okay, starting to feel a little bit more confident about this. Only a little bit. Still looking a bit gray. Okay, getting there. We're getting there, guys. Slowly but surely. Hey, Cheese, what's up? All these concussions. Thanks for the hydrate, Fantasy. How you doing, Cheese? Good morning, good morning. I hope this man never sees this picture of himself, 'cause I will be mortified for the rest of my life. I'm not like a super fan or anything, I just like the blue. I just liked the shade of blue. There's a lot wrong with like his neck and his shoulder. Look at this faint soft light coming from behind him. It's quite nice. Yeah, the skin tone is wrong here. It also got affected by the green underneath it. Because my blending brush just ruins everything sometimes. Feeling a lot better about this now. The color is still wrong. Very, very wrong. That skin isn't just all one color. Like, the color of his nose here is kind of a really nice pinkish color, and then over here it's sort of a peachy. Yep. And right in here it's just like straight up dark orange. And you've got the soft pink over here on his ear again. Thanks for the hydrate. his shirt dips a little bit more here. Surprisingly, a bit of that pinkish red on his lips down here. One day I'll be confident enough to paint portraits of people that I actually know. Then you'll have to suffer through me painting a picture of you on stream. No, I wouldn't paint pictures of my friends on stream. That's a little bit too much like doxing. You know, before you do portraits, whether you should do self-portrait. God, no. I am the least photogenic human on the planet. What do you think I'm a VTuber? It's because I'm hideous. No one can tell me otherwise. I won't believe you. How I fuse? And I have done self-portraits before, in high school, when I was required to. I'll share the one that I did of my of myself in grade 3. Do you remember that assignment, Mewtwo, when we had to do like a self-portrait? And then they were all like posted up in front of the school in the gym. And I had put my birthmark on the wrong side of my face because that's how I see myself in the mirror. Everyone's like, it's on the wrong side, and I didn't believe them. So it's just the face I see every day when I look in the mirror. It's on the other side for my brain. Like, I know now it's on the left side, but... Josh making fun of myself, Mew. I know I'm not hideous, I just... You know. Ross is like, you're not hideous, you don't even know what I look like, Ross. Oh yeah, people call me cute all the time, and I'm like, yes. Got like light reflections from the gray in his hair, from the headband, which is the wrong shade of gray. What shade of gray was I looking at? It was on the opposite end of the color wheel. I wonder if that's my problem. I see certain colors and my brain fills it in with the complementary.
And maybe that's why I tend to go warm when I'm looking at light colors or cool colors, and cool when I'm looking at warm colors. But like here, this is more of a pink color, whereas over here is more of a purple tone. And like, you wouldn't think there's so much subtlety in just gray, but there is. Oops. Remember how this started out looking so bad? Trust the process, guys. 50 Shades of Grey. Ah! 2 points for that one. Yeah, Ross, I do that some days. It's bad for your mental health if you do that to yourself. Don't do it. Speak from experience. So I got rid of all one mirror in my home. When I was really very depressed, I had a mirror behind my door, and I would use a whiteboard marker and write very nasty things to my reflection. And one day Rumi found it, and she erased all the mean things and wrote nice things instead. And then I cried for days, and then I went and got help. Don't be mean to yourself. It's the best advice I can give. No one's allowed to bully you, not even yourself. Yeah, it was. Feels. Okay, I'm feeling much better about this picture now. can't tell what's going on outside, but I hear noises. Might be the crazy lady shouting at people again. There's some sort of massive group at the courthouse. Ah, human children. It wasn't the crazy lady shouting at people again. It was a massive group of human children. And by children, I mean young teenagers to mid-teenagers. It was probably a school civics class field trip to the courthouse. Versus Demora children? I'm the demon child. That's my nickname at home. Remember me, I'm the demon child. This green back here is from, let's look, a couple samples. Now we go choose our own sampling of green. Go from here. Switch into that. Darken it up a little bit. Gotta get some different hues of green. Plants aren't just one green. Add the shadow on this post. It's back here. I know the post was in the wrong position compared to the hair tie. My paintings are never one-to-one. Anyone ever accused me of tracing because I drew something so close, I just have to point them to these stream archives. Because tracing is a huge problem in the art community for some reason. People like take AI pictures and then they trace them. Demon Child? No, my dad's the Vulcan. I'm the Demon Child. Cheese gave me the name Demon Child. The story has it that I never crawled. I just got up and ran one day. That's what happens when you have an older brother and you're just naturally a tomboy. You just want to keep up with the boys. Just like, oh, gotta run. They're all running, gotta run. Yeah. My dad has naturally pointed ears. So the joke is that he's actually an observer from Vulcan. It doesn't help that he's also a very logical individual, too. down a little bit. Like that. Flip canvas. Rain's been staring at the other way too long. This is where we've messed up here. Use the liquefy tool to mash it all down. And then we just paint over it again. See, this has to come forward here. Still doesn't feel right, but that's okay. Probably because it's too high. This whole part right here. Feel like I'm messing it up more. That's okay. It's okay, we can just paint over it again. Let's do this nice blue up here again, because it's all gotten blended in with things. Stays attack, Gesundheit. How do you know it's not Romulan, huh? Huh? It could be. But he's not angry enough to be a Romulan. And his fashion sense is better than that. Always hated the Romulan fashion. It's like, wow, the designer did the Romulans kind of dirty. Okay. Still something wrong. One, his face actually isn't wide enough. Flash your blinking lights dot emergency. I believe that was the ambulance. I hope people are okay. Usually if the ambulance is being called, it's not, but still, we can wish and hope. And whoever's day is bad right now gets better. Let's try to think positively. My grandma called for an ambulance right to the hospital because she had gas. Well, you know, sometimes gas can be pretty bad. Just need the magic hands. If you got bad gas, you just gently rub your abdomen until it feels better. This man's lips are so pink, it makes me wonder if he's not wearing at least a little bit of color for the YouTubes. Oh no, I started playing around with the mouth again. What have I done? Right here is the philtrum once again is the problem. It's too short. I'm just gonna block out this little bit of stick right here so I can see what I'm doing. nose is so hard. They're both like round and angular at the same time. The same with mouths. They're like, look at the supple roundness to them at the same time. They're very defined and angular. It's like, why do these things exist? Oh, she guessed because she took the laxative in the morning breakfast. The day before bed. We suspect she got ambulance happy because all the attention she would get from the nurses at the home, paramedics in the bus, and the doctor. Oh, old people get lonely. Young people get lonely too. That's part of why I started streaming. And also, apparently, I get a whole lot more done art-wise when streaming. Okay, now I would feel less bad if this guy... if this guy saw this, I'd feel a little less bad at this point. This whole part of his head just needs to come down a little bit. Well, I mean, everybody wants someone to dote on them at some point in their lives, right? I think that's just normal human behavior. You can't fault anyone, really, for that. In a way, it's a manifestation of loneliness. At least that's my belief. Bring a little bit of this color over here. Just blend it all in. Use the right brush. Okay. This one needs to come down about here. flip the canvas again. Resets your brain. At least for me it does. And staring at one thing too long, you tend to not see the problem areas. That's why I like to flip it. With how badly this started, I feel really good about this now. I also haven't saved this entire time. That would suck. There we go. Still don't have a skin tone quite right, but that's alright. The face is getting to the right shape. I can fix the skin tone later. With lots of painting. We can falter for occupying emergency services needlessly. Yes. Someone else is in need of, like those people who call 911 to make Dick's drive-thru because they got their order wrong. Oh my god, I hate those people. Like, I hope they get charged when they do that. And that one woman at McDick's that made everyone stop working to look at her so she could tell them her ice mocha frappe or whatever didn't have the extra shot of caramel she ordered. What the hell? Main character syndrome. This is what happens when you don't raise your kids properly. Do you mean she literally made every employee stop working to look at her for that? I would have kicked her out. If somebody pulled that shit in my restaurant and I was working, I would kick them out. Be like, no, disrespect is not tolerated here. You are kicked out and you're never allowed back in ever again. And if you don't leave, the police get called and you get trespassed. And therefore you receive a charge. If you can't be an adult, then you get treated like a child. Because, like, Jesus fucking Christ, some people need to grow up. But yeah, I've seen those videos before. They're just wild. I always wonder how people get to that kind of stage where they're like that, you know? Like, no amount of positive psychology is gonna help these people. Like, holy Christ on a whole wheat cracker. Never seen me the main character of your story. Not even if it's your own. Look, like, I am the main character of my story, but also I understand that other characters exist in this world as well. It's a LARP. We lift each other up, the world is better and more enjoyable for everybody. This is how LARP works. If you're lifting up others around you and they're having a great time playing, then that makes the rest of your time playing a lot more fun too. Honestly, I think LARP is something they should have kids in school do, because like it goes beyond the sharing is caring teaching. Teaches people how to play nice in life and uplift others at the same time, and I think that's rad. Because what is a main character without their supporting cast anyways, right? And I like, honestly, most of the main characters that I like are the kinds that don't end up with everything, but make sure everybody else has everything before them. And then in the end, they end up with all the things that made their lives worth it because they helped everybody else around them achieve more. Those are the best characters. Because that's one of the several reasons why I like the film Bullet Train, because it felt these stories, several characters crossing over. Yes, it's more like reality. Baccano is a good series like that, where there's no one character that's the main, and like the story revolves around them. It's just, you know, all of the people around them are living their lives and experiencing things from a different perspective. Baccano is a really well done series. Several characters crossing over, or like smashing into each other. There's technically a main character, is more like the central character, the focus. Yep. Also, Dark Hammer, how he tries at all costs to avoid conflict, but ends up in it anyways. But also, it's clear he's not helpless. Here for sake, who wants us to bring back lobotomies? Free lobotomies for everyone! When did I say I want to bring back lobotomies? I think people are a little bit too lobotomized, mostly by social media, but you know. If not LARP, at least D&D. Yep. There has to... part of, like, a social studies course in school, probably around middle school or high school, I think, where the kids have enough maturity to understand what they're doing and deal with more complex systems. Some of the characters I watched, I grew up with, A lot of them try to be heroic, having morals and such, being charitable in many cases, thinking of other people, not being self-centered. Or even those being self-centered, they learn to not be self-centered exactly. Social media is systemic crap. Yeah. No, social media has turned people to look at themselves as the focus of everything around them. And it's become a problem. It's all like me, attention, 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 and I think it's a problem with society that we have not figured out how to overcome yet. And instead of stuff, people are coveting attention. Coveting anything, honestly, is bad for you, but that's neither here nor there in that case. People just need to chill out and realize other people exist in their world as well. Hello, Mathis. So like this cat who just comes up. Momers. Come here, baby. You just want attention. It's attention time. Come here. My arm is getting strong enough to lift him again. It's time for chat part of art and chat. I may have pulled my shoulder a little bit picking up at this big boy. Here we go. Alright. I need a break from that painting anyways, because my shoulder was also starting to hurt from painting too long. Here we go. Now I've got the Moomer. She's cradled. Now it's chat time. Philosophy chat time. Yeah. My favorite part of stream, other than all of stream. No, Moom! So he's suddenly like, no, I gotta go. At this day. It's okay, buddy. Be safe. Get pets and attention. I know you like attention. Yep, Steve Rogers. He's a great example of, you know, caring for others around you before yourself. But also, like, in the very beginning where he throws himself on the dud grenade, that's a little too selfless. Like, you know, if you let yourself die, then you're not going to be there to protect other people later, too. You have to think about things. But I suppose in that very instant, I will let him have his pass. Because he thought it was real, and he's like, oh shit, there's nothing to put on top of it to try and stop its shrapnel. So, I guess I'll take the whole thing. I covered my privacy, you can have my share of the attention. Yeah, Stoic philosophy says don't try to be the better person, just be a better person. Yes. Be the person you want to see in the world. He's also telling how in one of them put themselves a spot where I crashed into them and they were pissed at me. That happens more than you would imagine in driving. Like, just in driving in general, you know. Somebody crashes into somebody and then they yell at the person who they crashed into. when they were in the wrong. Cat, I want attention, gets attention. Also, cat, no, I have regrets. That's exactly what happened. Mathis has left. Oh, good lord. There was a cat scuffle. They almost pulled my fan down again. Cats, please don't break my fan. I need that, and I can't afford more fans. Well, I bought one like a year or two ago. It needs to last at least another 7 for me to validate replacing it. I wanted to be pissed off in turn. Throwing yourself on a grenade is one of those things, like, it's a decision between yourself and the whole squad. Getting something better is not an option in that instance. But yeah, like I said, I let him have a pass, because it's like, I'm not sure what I would do in that situation. Everyone take their meds today? Yep. Yep. I took my maracas. In both Active Valor and Fury, a Navy SEAL and Army tank driver respectively found themselves in a situation where they had to throw themselves onto a grenade, lest the rest of their squad or social crew dies. Gotta take mine, and sadly I'll have to be going soon. Yep. Yeah, you got cats down. How long have we been going? Only 2 hours and 21 minutes? Feels a lot longer than that, but I have been very thoroughly concentrating on this painting. I definitely have got the skin tone wrong, but I can fix that with just like a pass with an airbrush set to a blending mode. I can also just like select just the skin part and adjust levels. That's true, you never know what you'll do in a situation until it happens. I don't know if I would throw myself on the grenade to save the rest of the people. I would probably try to find something to throw on it, or I would probably pick up the grenade and throw it as far away as possible. That's what I would do. I'd just take the grenade and toss it. Like, kick the can. If I lose my arm in the process, it's better than losing the whole squad and my life. I think that's probably what I would do, is I would just grab it and throw it. I've done that with burning things before. It's like that one video of the people just hanging out in their living room, and then the log falls off the fire and rolls into the living room. The guy leaps up and grabs the log and tosses it back into the fire. I'm that person. It's like, oh, don't want the house to burn down? Just pick up the burning log, throw it back in the fire. Hands can heal. Knitting is good. I knit a scarf once for my stuffed flamingo. When I was like 8. That's the only knitting I've done. I just have to think about times I've done something since we were kind of on the spot. That hesitation, it did cost me. It's like whatever I can manage. Yes, it's more about doing than talking. Yeah. But philosophizing about like what you might do in those situations, what you hope to be able to do in a situation like that is also like, I think it's important in some ways, because if you ever are in a situation like that, like the log rolls off the fire and things are going to catch on fire unless that log is moved, but the only tool you've got is your bare hands, what would you do? Same what knows everyone knew. The time taking advantage of my kindness and willingness to help. I feel like grandstanding to talk about the kinds of things I've done, among other stuff. This is why I think philosophizing about situations is better than just straight up saying, oh, I did this, because that feels like moral grandstanding, or virtual signaling, as the kids call it. Because, like, you know, I've done some things recently where I'm like, yeah, that felt good to do. But also, like, the other day when the bus driver let me on for free because my thing wasn't scanning because the auto load didn't work because they can't fix the fucking card system. Rage. Oh, but, like, I felt really, really happy about that because somebody made my day a whole lot better, because otherwise I would have had to miss that bus and then would have had to walk all the way down, like, 2 blocks to go fill my card at the Ion station, and then walk back up to that bus stop, wait for another bus, and then I'd be even later, and then it was going to be 27 degrees that day, and I don't do well in that kind of temperature. You know, by the time I got home, I was ready to just pass out, too. And those bus drivers, including the guy in training and the guy training him, they let me on the bus after my transfer expired by 4 minutes. And I was like, they could be dicks and make me pay, but they didn't. They could have been like, oh, nope, it's 1 minute expired, you gotta pay again. But no, instead they're like, nah, it's alright, just get on. So when I got off the bus, you know, I made sure to say a proper thank you to them. And, you know, one day maybe I can pay that forward, or maybe it's because I paid forward some kindness earlier in the week. And I don't really think of it as paying it forward when I do those little things for other people. You know, like, it wasn't much, but when I think about it, what I did for that other person came to about the same amount as the bus fare. And I'm like, was that good karma? Does karma actually exist? Or is it just because, you know, people are nicer in this world because the world is kind of crazy, so we're just trying to make it better with kind, small gestures anywhere we can. And I think it more or less it comes down to that instead of there being karma, because if karma were a thing, there are some people in this world who should not exist. Alright, I'll see you, Ross. Have a great day. Thanks for coming by as usual, and for the philosophical chats. Have a safe drive. Well, in this instance, the only tool being your bare hands is in the case of, like, the TikTok video that I saw, where there were just people, they were sitting in their living room, you know, they're hanging out on the floor, having, like, wine and cheese and chit-chat and whatever, just, you know, chilling, as adult millennials do. Yeah. And, okay, see you, Necromancer. Yeah, we'll probably be ending fairly soon. But yeah, in this case, it was just like these people, they were in, like, socks or bare feet, and they didn't have any tools. They didn't even have, like, those little fireplace pokers or anything on hand. It was, and the log just rolled off right out of the stone fireplace and past the hearth onto the carpet. So it's like, if you have only your bare hands, are you going to pick up the burning log and, you know, risk 1st-degree burns, or whatever the bad one is? I can't remember if it's 1st or 3rd. I always get them mixed up. So, yeah, like, knock it on the low! So, in the case that, like, you don't have anything, Yeah, no, they didn't have their little safety curtain up or anything. It was kind of foolish, but you know, a lot of millennials don't know how to do things. Actually, I think they might have been Gen Z because Gen Z is reaching adult stage now. Like they're entering the workforce, which is kind of scary. So they might have been Gen Z. First is light, second sucks, third is surgery. Yeah. So you know you're risking getting second or third degree burns when you pick up the log, depending on how you pick it up, whether the ends are already hot or how you grab it. I've had second degree sunburns on my shoulders and back before, so I only know that second really sucks a lot. And I'm at risk for skin cancer now because of it. And Grandma had skin cancer, so good chance I'll get it later on in life. Not looking forward to that, but also like there's cool new medicine talking about how they use like fat cells to to starve cancer cells. It's really neat. I did share that in the science channel like a week or so ago. It was really, really neat. Science! Yeah. Yeah, the genetically modified brown fat to beige fat. I don't know why I feel the need to try and reach out and eat them out of the sky. like they're snowflakes or something. But yeah, the beige fat cells. Like everything they showed in that little mini documentary like makes perfect sense. And that's really neat. And like if we can kill cancer that way. You missed the second colon there. Gotta try again. There they are. I love that emote. It's so cute. Why is it that little chibi dinosaurs are like the most adorable fucking thing ever? I just saw your, when I'm thanked, I usually, yeah, delicious meows. When I'm thanked, I usually reply, "You're welcome," but if you really mean it, help the next person you can. Yeah, that's the whole, like, paying it forward, good karma thing. And I'm really into that. I always just want to help people, because, like, my biggest fear is being an inconvenience to others. My second biggest fear is public embarrassment. I'm more afraid of those social things than I am of, like, being eaten alive by a bear. You don't need to apologize for the spamming. It's fine. Spam emotes. Chat, please. Spam emotes, chat amongst each other, chat about things I don't even know about, like Star Trek and Star Wars. I know a little bit more Star Trek and Star Wars, but, like, you know, talk about things I don't know about, because I like learning new things, and I like hearing about other people's hobbies. Like, I had my friend from university come over for a couple hours just for a visit. We hadn't seen each other in about 10 years, except for that brief interaction just after the pandemic when we met each other at the corner on the bus stop just randomly in town. And she just went on and on and on and on about K-pop, and they're so cute. Oh, there's a tent in there. Magic tent. Secret tent. And honestly, like, I could listen to her talk about her hobby for hours, even though I have no idea what she's talking about. I say she, but they. I have to remember they. I met them as a her. And I know some people care more about the pronouns than I do. I just don't give a shit about mine. whatever works for you, I don't care. But they went on and on and on about their K-pop idols and the oh my god, that group they like. Thank you, Fantasy, for the hydrate. And I could just listen to them talk about it for hours. I have no idea what they're talking about, but like their community sounds like it's really awesome and wholesome. And then like a couple of days later, I read an article about how some lady getting into K-pop pulled her out of the conspiracy theory, like QAnon, Trump MAGA loving rabbit hole, because the community was just so filled with love and kindness and acceptance. And I'm like, that is rad. So yeah, and it's just interesting how like one person's hobbies can change another person's whole point of view, how they see the world, just because it's something that they loved so much and so purely and honestly. And I think pure, honest love is the most healing thing you can get in this world. It was like, I have a pure and honest love for Modao Zushi and Final Fantasy VII, and I think I like Modao Zushi more than Final Fantasy VII, which I never thought I would ever say, because I have liked Final Fantasy VII since it first came out, and that's the only fandom I have ever been part of until Modao Zushi, and now I am in like full internet brain rot. I'm like, bee sleeping in a flower? It's the Beeling Laozu. Bijian. Wait, Wuxian is a bee. And I'm like, wow, brain rat, it got me. Wow, I never thought this would happen. There's that pure love for something. You're just like, it lives in my brain rent-free forever now. It was just such a good story that I'm just like, It has all the things that I like. Investigations, ghosts, zombies, a little bit of magic, whole lot of Asian culture, and hot dudes that are absolute idiots in love for each other, but one of them doesn't know he's in love, and the other one realizes he's in love, and he just doesn't know how to express it because he's, like, super autistic, you know, doesn't know how to communicate with other human beings. And I love it. Never finished FF7, finished 8, 10, and put like 30 hours into 14. Yeah, I've played 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yeah. And the only one of all of those that I have finished was 7. Because the rest just, I didn't vibe with the story. Whereas 7, I have finished probably about 20 times. I just kept playing it. See, like, Final Fantasy VII could be it could be not Final Fantasy, and I would still love it. But it's clear that I liked Final Fantasy VII for its story, its setting, its characters, but I didn't like other Final Fantasies for various reasons. A lot of people really love Final Fantasy VI, which is 3 in North America. And I just couldn't get into it. I think it was Kefka. Clowns kind of scare me. So I think Kefka just kind of freaked me out. I liked 2/4 for Kain. Kain was rad. I think if Final Fantasy 2/4 were released under like a different title and you didn't know what it was, I think you could probably end up really liking the story and the characters. I think they stand alone pretty well outside of like the franchise. Games that I really like in terms of like big franchises are like the Tales games. I find their stories to all be fairly unique, and I vibe with them more. So like Tales of Zestiria I really, really liked. You gonna sneak in a nap? Alright, sleep well. I think I'm going to raid out very soon. It's a short stream today. But yeah, I think just liking Final Fantasy for Final Fantasy is like saying, I like books. But like, what kind of books do you like? I like fantasy books. Okay. Well, that can range from Harry Potter to George R.R. Martin and everything in between, and Brandon Sanderson, and abandoning us. Ross is gone. Necromancers and meetings. Fantasy's having a nap. It's just you and me, man. I think Mewjuice is still floating around. Zio's lurking. Monk Mode is also lurking. He's probably playing WoW. Ah, Mewjuice is still here. I'm taking a nap in my hammock. Sunbathe a little bit. Oh, nice. That sounds cozy. You see how it is? Nah, I love you guys. I'm still just feeling a little overwhelmed from the Monday thing. But I'm glad we were able to get this far on this painting. Maybe I'll finish it off stream. I don't know. We'll see. I'm definitely gonna play some more Palia. I need to just be cozy for like a little while. I don't know why, but like my social anxiety is really high this week. So like stream is good. Stream is good. It doesn't make me anxious, which is great. Can play WoW? Ew, no. I hate WoW. There was a water balloon of death. Be careful what you start there. Death fights back. See? I gave it a chance. I played it for a whole week, and I was bored. It's just not my thing, cheese. I do have Rebirth to play. Sai bought me Rebirth. As just a random thanks for always taking care of me kind of thing. Retail or classic? Is there a difference? What are you playing, Cheese? Are you playing retail or classic? Whatever that means. Which reminds me, back in the 90s, we used to run around outside trying to drop ice cubes down each other's shirts on hot summer days. My friends never did that. Well, then again, we most of the time didn't have any access to ice for a little while. Retail, I played classic enough after beta. Yeah, Cheese has played a little bit too much WoW. I mean, don't you have the Insanity achievement? Or the Insane achievement title thing? Couldn't afford water guns. Fantasy has booped my snoot. It is the boop snoot. Like the droop snoot. But it is the snoot that gets booped. The boop snoot. Remember to always boop the snoots. Got retail as well. I'm pleb. Just doing delves. Hey, Mewtwo's plays WoW! Yeah, Mewtwo also plays, what, 14? Final Fantasy 14? See, when Final Fantasy 11 came out, I was like, why didn't they just call it Final Fantasy Online? Why was it called 11? But I think I'm gonna go spend some time in the Elderwood in Palia. Got Infinite Delver last week, Jesus Christ. Yes, Mewtwo likes FF14. I'm much a Stardew Valley, Palia, Minecraft. You know, I like to build things rather than slay things. Shakes off the water like that wolf. No, ew! Don't get me wet with that! I'm allergic to dogs! Hey Alf, how's it going? Thanks for coming by. I was just thinking of raiding out to somebody. Well, welcome. How you doing? I can call you Alf, right? So otherwise, I think it's Alphix. Alphix. It's those vowel combinations. Ah, yes, I did see something about player housing in WoW. Oh, you're a... I'm not sure if that's worse or not. Thanks for the hydrate, Neff. I'm not sure if it's worse to be splashed with half-troll dog water. I feel like I need to go have a shower now. Yeah. Is that why my front teeth feel funny? The other day I picked up Mathis and like he booped his head into mine, but he kind of missed and like flicked my front tooth with the tip of his ear, and there was just static, and it was like a lightning bolt through my brain up from my tooth. I don't recommend. You know, when Shmee's like, oh, I just had an apostrophe, lightning has just struck my brain. That is what happened to me, except without the revelation. It was just lightning striking my brain. Yes, it was an interesting experience. I can take a swim in the sea. Yay. On the tropical sandy beaches. You know it's hot when the cat is just, like, splayed out on the carpet in front of your door. They're just, like, flopped there. They don't even look like they sat down to, like, be comfortable. They're just lying on their side, their legs just sticking out. Just bleh. They're just a blob on the floor. And then the second cat goes and settles down on the hardwood, just outside the door. Stretching out across the cool wood. I don't think it's even that hot today. I think it's just humid. Let's find out. 17 degrees. Feels like 17. Humidity is at 82%. So, optimal operating temperature. Sorry, I missed your creep. Sorry. Missed your creepers. But, like, it's optimal, say, operating temperature. And oh, Mewtwo, you didn't know that monk mode was cheese? I've said it many times. I guess you just missed it every time I said it. But yeah, optimal operating temperature for say at 17 degrees, but it's so humid and there's no airflow and it's just I need to live in a place where it's basically autumn all year round, like late October. Perfect. But late October in southern Ontario. Because raisins. It's probably because cheese is, and every combination thereof is probably taken. And clearly even monk mode was taken. No, I think cheese had aspirations of creating a sort of stoic adjacent YouTube channel talking about you know, stoic philosophy and stuff at some point. And that's why he chose monk mode as his name. Which I still think he should do, because Cheese is a very funny man. Like, if you enjoy my presence and hanging out with me, you would enjoy hanging out with Cheese, because Cheese is hilarious. And he also gets rage at the machine too. The political corporate machine. Like I do. But he and I get along like a house on fire. Many people I know are like, how is it that two siblings should get along so well? That is so fucking weird. But, like, we scare our uncle because we'll finish each other's sentences. And we share all the same jokes. And he's like, why don't you two ever fight? And I'm like, why would we fight? It's more fun to get along. Her parents both cared about us and paid attention to us equally. And they were fair and honest. And we had no reason to fight each other. And I am glad for that. Because seeing some family dynamics, I'm just like, oh, I'm so glad I don't have to live with that. Also, don't mind if Cheese doesn't answer for a little while. It's probably because he might be doing his job, because he's also working at the same time. All right, let's see if somebody's online. There's just not. Evan's not up yet. I believe Alf's from Evan's channel usually, right? Oh, it is a day with that truck driver. I didn't even notice it till you pointed it out, and I'm like, oh yeah, there was a truck beeping. Yeah. It depends on what he's backing out of. Today was good. It was a good stream. We managed to leave the painting in such a spot where it's not terrifying. It's neither faceless or have weird mouth. And clearly I'm getting a little bit more confident with noses and mouths. That philtrum spot between the nose and the mouth is still a mystery to me. Ears I'm getting better at. One day we'll be good artists. For now we're just scuffed, but that's all right. Practice and trust the process, and more experience makes us better. For those of you who want to draw, I highly recommend doing the still life process. You know, like if you want to paint an egg. Start with an egg. Eggs are surprisingly difficult. They're just smooth, oblong shapes that catch the light on those little fine bumps on their surface and scatter it in ways that you would not expect. Eggs are surprisingly difficult to paint. Digital painting is probably a lot easier than real painting. They both have their ups and downs. Like, the undo button is great. And the fact that you don't get a big layered mess and your material doesn't dry out. I changed it as most cheese-based handles were unavailable. Yes. Cheese is a pretty common name choice, surprisingly. This is why I use so many vowels. But yes, we're gonna raid Xenot. For those of you who do not know Xenot, he is a sculptor of immaculate vibes and supreme skill, and a kind man, and one of the first, actually I think he was literally the first non-gaming Twitch affiliate. So, he's old school, he's been doing this for a long time, and he's a good dude. So, I will see you guys next time. Thank you all for coming by and giving me your time, as usual, every day. I'll see you tomorrow, and we're off sailing to other waters. Have a great day, and I love you, bye-bye!